Welcome to the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. Are you over 40 and tired of struggling with your weight, dieting, and constantly feeling like you're starting over with nutrition and fitness? Do you wish you had more energy? Do you want to lose weight and finally keep it off for good? I'm Lil, a certified nutrition coach and former registered nurse. I too have been there, and at the age of 44, I decided I was done with fad diets and chasing a lower number on the scale. I was so tired of constantly starting over and wondering why I couldn't get lasting results. I became a nutrition coach and created the Feel Your Best formula for women who want to build muscle, lose fat, and keep it off for good. If you're ready to build a better relationship with food, the scale, and your body, let's build your formula for feeling your best. If you're new here, make sure to check the episode details for the link to my newbie starter guide. You'll receive an email straight to your inbox with everything you need to start building your Feel Your Best formula. I'm so glad you're here. Now let's dive into today's episode. Hello and good morning. This is our mini session this week, and I almost contemplated skipping it, but then I was like, no, you guys are loving these mini sessions. And even though the reasoning I was thinking of skipping it was because it's a bit of a holiday week here with 4th of July, but then I had this really big aha moment and I was like, this is the perfect thing to talk about on our mini session this week. So I figured, let me just hop on my microphone and record this for you. But we're going to talk about today how doing less can really get you more, especially when it comes to your health and wellness. And if you're like me, you've probably gone through periods in your life where maybe you were a little obsessive about dieting, working out, and maybe it had certain, phases where it was all consuming for you. And you probably got some really great results when you were in that obsessive phase where you were sticking to a very strict diet plan, probably working out a lot of days of the week, maybe 5, 6, 7 days a week. And the reality is, if you work out like that and you cut your calories, you're going to lose weight. There is no way that you're not going to if you are following a plan. If you're truly in a calorie deficit and you are working out, following the plan, you are going to get results. And what that does to us is it makes us think that that's what we need to do to get results. And I had this big aha moment when I was just sitting, thinking, just letting my thoughts wander and thinking about how I was really enjoying our time. We went up for the 4th of July to our place in the Lakes region in New Hampshire. And I had my workout plan. I knew that one day I was going to do a workout, another day was going to be a rest day. And it was just this very freeing experience, deciding on what foods we're going to eat and everything. And I realized that I have so much joy, so much less stress, a lot of pride, all these positive feelings now when it comes to the way that I eat and the way that I'm working out. And one of the reasons it is so much less stressful for me is because I am doing less. And in those phases of, working out and being on a strict diet, those days are behind me. But the reason why it was stressful is when you're in those phases, it is taking over your life. And you are feeling like if you can't stick to the strict plan, which most likely is requiring you to do a lot of meal planning, a lot of meal prepping, making sure that every single bite of food is accounted for, making sure that you're following a very specific workout plan. And overall, all these decisions are often being made because you're following a plan that someone else has written for you, that they don't necessarily know the ins and outs of your life. You bought this plan, and it is something that thousands of other people could be doing, same as you, and you're all eating the same foods and following the same meal plan and doing the same workouts and expecting to get the same results that you saw in the before and after photo, which is the reason that you bought the program in the first place. But the thing is, you're going to get results. You're going to feel good in the moment when you get those results. And then eventually you are going to go back to your real life, and you are going to realize that it's really, really hard to be doing so much all the time to make sure that you get results. But you think that this is the only way you can get results because you are getting results from that obsessive behavior, following the strict plan, yada, yada, yada. And you're probably being told that this is the only way that you can live if you want to get results and be healthy. And I am here to tell you that is not true. You can absolutely do less and get more. And the reason is because when you actually create a healthy lifestyle, you build an environment that supports who you want to be. And when you're in those obsessive phases, you are temporarily being someone else. You are not being yourself. You are following someone else's plan. And the Feel Your Best formula, what I'm all about here, is empowering you to figure out, what does your best formula actually look like? What does your workout plan actually look like? And people don't want you to know, guess what? You don't need to work out 5, 6, 7 days a week to get results. The one thing that I'm doing less of, I am working out less, and I am getting amazing result. I'm getting so much stronger. And when I was in those obsessive phases, I didn't understand the importance of rest and recovery. It was really encouraged, like, no matter how sore you are, to work out and stick to the plan, and following the workout calendar is like the most important thing. And now I realize that's a bunch of BS. In reality, especially as we get older, we need to give ourselves time to rest and recover. And what also happens when you rest and recover properly is then you can push harder and lift heavier in your workouts when you do work out. And if you want to get results and you want to build muscle, then you need to be lifting heavy and really pushing yourself to really go to failure and lift as heavy as you can, not with every single move, but you can't just be flopping around with 5-pound, 10-pound weights when perhaps you could be lifting as heavy as 20-pound weights if you actually did things the right way. And lifting heavy, giving myself more time to recover, has allowed me to gain strength, definition, more tone, and also it has had such a positive ripple effect in my regular life. I went to go pick up, we have a stand-up paddle board, and I went to go pick it up yesterday, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is so light. And I remember in the past, it used to feel really cumbersome, used to feel heavy. I would sometimes need to have a little bit of help carrying it. And I just lifted that sucker up and picked it up and, put it back in its storage shed. And I was like, wow, I guess I am heavier. And it's really cool when you start to build muscle and you have those little aha moments of the reality of how being stronger can make your life so much better. And I wasn't strong like that when I was working out 5, 6 days a week and really pushing myself. And I wasn't during that time as in tune with what was really best for me. And I've really figured out that working out 4 days a week is what is best for me. And during that time, what I think I was most confused and lacked the knowledge on was the difference between working out and just being generally active. When I was obsessed with working out, that's what I was obsessed with, getting that 30 to 45-minute workout in. And I didn't even think about the importance of getting out for a walk, getting more steps in, being more active in general. And instead, I focused everything on thinking that that workout was going to be the most important part of getting my results, along with being very strict on my nutrition and making sure that I followed the nutrition plan to a T, and thinking that those were the be all and end all of my results. And now I've realized that being active and so I lift weights. Normally, my ideal week is that I lift Monday, Tuesday, take Wednesday as a rest day, then I lift Thursday, Friday, and then I have the weekend off. But the other cool thing about only doing a workout 4 days a week is I have so much flexibility where if something comes up, I can easily still get 4 workouts in a 7-day period, because I have 3 flexible days that I can move things around in. And it's just really, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like a weight is lifting. You could work out 3 days a week. You could work out 5 days a week. You could even just work out 2 days a week and still get results, as long as you are really pushing yourself, following a progressive overload lifting program, and of course, being active in living a very active life and understanding that your day-to-day activity level has a really great impact on your overall body composition, energy levels, and how you feel. And that is something that I never thought about or really understood until the past couple of years when I decided to become a nutrition coach. So I'm doing way less working out, and I'm also doing way less meal prepping. I just do ingredient prep. If you listen to this podcast, then perhaps you've listened to my episode on ingredient prep versus meal prep. But it's not just the ingredient prep that matters. It's just this idea of, instead of your weight loss plan being this temporary thing that you're all in with, it's about building an environment where you always have the foods available to you that are in alignment with the person you want to be. It's not about doing special grocery shopping and following this meal plan that someone else made that probably includes foods that you don't want to eat, that your family doesn't want to eat. It's about learning how to fuel your body. Macros, in my mind, is the absolute best way to do this, and having the knowledge to build your refrigerator, your pantry, your at-home environment that supports those goals. And it includes foods that you love to eat that also help you stay on track with your macros. And over time, the goal is to just make that who you are, these food choices that you're making. And in the beginning, it requires some tracking and diligence and understanding, and it's a learning process, but that's not forever. You're not going to be tracking your food forever. Over time, you start to learn what makes you feel good, what foods really work for you. You understand how to eat out at restaurants, all of those things. And it suddenly becomes just a very organic part of who you are. And you're doing so much less thinking, you're doing so much less meal prep, or, all of these things that we think about that the fitness industry has really told us, this is how you get fit. You have to have an entire fridge stocked with these beautifully prepped meals with everything portioned out. Like, I don't want to live like that. I want to be able to wake up in the morning and decide, hey, today I want scrambled eggs with some avocado toast and some fruit. Or, hey, today I want a protein shake and some oatmeal for breakfast. I don't want to have all that decided for me, 5 days before I have to eat it. So doing less is so empowering, and I have never felt better physically or mentally. Am I the skinniest that I've ever been? Absolutely not. I've told you, I weigh almost 30 pounds more than I did at my skinniest, and I am so much happier, and I don't think I look any worse or heavier. I don't think I look that much different than I did 30 pounds ago. I just have more muscle on my frame. And in September, I'm probably going to do another calorie deficit, a little bit of a cut, just to reveal my muscle. When I did this last cut in May through June, I see a major difference in my arms, and I'm excited to see what that's going to look like. But I am going to be spending the vast majority of my time doing what I'm doing right now, which is eating in maintenance calories, working really hard in those 4 workouts that I do per week to build muscle, and just making sure that I surround myself in my home with foods that are in alignment with my macros and that I enjoy. And I do so much less obsessing over these pieces of my life. And I think back on those times that I was doing so much every single day and how exhausting it was. And I understand why it didn't work, because we can't live like that. Anytime we feel like we are just running, we're going to run out of steam eventually. And if you don't have the knowledge and understanding of why you're doing certain things, why you're being told to eat a certain way, or why you're being told to do workouts, and you don't understand there are other options, then that's where that all or nothing mentality comes in, because you just think you're a failure. You think, oh, we all have the same 24 hours in the day, so I should be able to do this. And the truth is we don't. And that's why we all need our own feel our best formulas for living our best lives. All right, well, that is it for today's mini session. Do less, get more. And I hope that this gave you some food for thought on how maybe you could do a little bit less and get more joy, get more happiness, get more relaxation, have less stress in your life by doing less when it comes to your food and your fitness. All right, I will see you back here on Monday with a brand new episode. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of the Feel Your Best Formula podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to check the episode details for my new listener starter guide, and any additional resources mentioned in the episode can also be found in the show notes on my website. You can always find me on Instagram at Macros with Lil, and for more healthy lifestyle tips, recipes, and information on my one-to-one and group coaching services, make sure to check out my website. All the links can be found below. If you know someone else who is ready to start building their formula for feeling their best, please share the love and send them a link to the podcast. I hope you found today's episode helpful, and I'll see you back here next week for a brand new one.